Hey everybody, welcome back to My Wings of Refuge. I am so excited today. I planted strawberry plants, 100 strawberry plants a couple of years ago. And so the first year it was just keeping the plants alive. And then last year it was like we probably got 5 or 10 berries. And this year we have a harvest. And so I'm super excited. I've been watching them and waiting because I have been wanting to make a strawberry pie. And so I've been waiting and ready, and I went out this morning and it's actually turned off really chilly. It's trying to sprinkle, but I picked strawberries. I went out with 1 bowl, but I came back with 2. And the good thing is, it's even more exciting is because there's still so many more strawberries out there that are almost ripe, and then there's so many more that are still green, that are still yet to come. So I am so excited. So today we're gonna make a strawberry pie. Picking some strawberries, and they're really hidden underneath, but I barely touched the surface and I already have a bunch, enough for a pie. So we're going to get started with the crust, and the first thing we want to do is start with 2 cups of an all-purpose flour. Bob's Red Mill, just 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit. Okay, so that's our salt and our flour kind of mixed up a little bit. And then we want to put 1.5 sticks of butter in, but we want to cut it up into tiny little pieces to put it in there. So I'm just going to chunk it up a little. Okay, so now we're going to pulse it a little. And we want to add 6 tablespoons of water, but we want to do this a tablespoon at a time. And we're just going to pour it right in the top here and do a pulse. Another tablespoon, and we're going to pulse. And then the last tablespoon. Got a nice ball of dough going there. Okay, so our dough is now fresh out of the food processor, and now we're ready to roll it out. So we have our dough here on a floured surface, and I have kind of rubbed a little flour on my rolling pin. And so what I want to do here is just kind of roll this into a slight little log where I can easily cut it in half and know that I have it fairly equal in size. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this in half. There we go. So now I have 2 pie crusts. I'm going to set one aside and we'll work with this one first. So there are all sorts of ways you can do your little crust around the edges. And I'm not going to do anything too fancy. I'm just going to actually just pinch mine a little. So the next one here, I'm actually going to cut it into 3 little pieces because I'm actually going to do this in some little ramekins. So I'll just put this aside. I'm going to try to make it round to a ball. A little flour. So now that we have our crust all ready, I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and just let them chill for about 15 or 20 minutes while our oven preheats to 400. Okay, so they're out of the refrigerator and our oven is ready. I'm just going to poke some holes in the bottom. And maybe a few in the sides. Okay, so now all of our holes are in and we're ready to pop them in the oven at 400 for about 15 minutes, and then we'll check on them. We want them to be nice and golden brown, and since we're doing a strawberry pie, we want to make sure that the bottom is done as well. So I checked on my pies and I needed to add about 8 more minutes to them, and it was perfect. So here they are, fresh out of the oven. You'll see they're nice and toasty brown color, especially since they're not going to be baked again. The strawberries will be fresh, so I made sure that the inside of the pie here was nice and kind of crispy. So here we go. Now we're just going to let them cool. Today I'm really excited about this because I know it's going to be delicious. So here we go. This will sound crazy, but we're going to use a cup of 7-Up, we're going to use a cup of sugar, ugly white sugar, and we're going to use 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay, and we're going to use a half a package of just strawberry jello. Now we're just going to cook and stir until it thickens. So we have a beautiful glaze here. And now it's very hot, so we want to let this cool completely before we add it to our pie. So while this is cooling, I'm going to give it a few minutes, but then we're going to make our Cool Whip, because the Cool Whip only takes about like 5 minutes. And so I'm going to let this cool down a little bit. I'm probably going to put it in the refrigerator for a little bit and just let it cool down until we're ready for it. So we're so close. Our strawberry gel or glaze is in the refrigerator chilling, and it's actually pretty close. So I got the mixer out and we're going to put in 1 cup of whipping cream or heavy cream. Get this started. I'm going to put in just 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I like to add pies with a tiny bit of real vanilla, and I use real Mexican vanilla, about a teaspoon. And then we're going to turn this up on high, and we're going to let this go for about 5 minutes. You want to watch for it to peak, but you don't want it to turn to butter. Our Cool Whip is done and it looks gorgeous. Now we're just ready to assemble our pies. So we just want about 2 cups of fresh strawberries sliced. Okay, so we've sliced up our strawberries and we have our glaze cooled down. So we're just going to pour, since I made this for 2 pies, I'm going to pour about half of it in. And give it a good stir. So y'all, that concludes today's video of these beautiful strawberry pies. Strawberries straight from my garden for the first harvest ever. I am so excited. In fact, I didn't cook dinner tonight because this is my dinner. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up. And if you would, please subscribe. You just never know what's happening here on the Dykstra Homestead. Have a great day, y'all. See you next week.